Hey guys, welcome back to Bar Z. My name's Stan, and this is a quick follow-up video to the Dexter axle rebuild on my trailer. And in that video, I promised to compare the tubing of the different size axles, and I'm sorry, I've totally spaced it. I didn't do it, didn't even get it on film. So we're gonna fix that right now. Now this is our old friend, the one that snapped. You see the bandsaw cut up by my thumb. You see the rusty spot on the bottom. You see the snaps up the side. So this is OEM Dexter, and I've cleaned it with a Scotch-Brite belt, a surface finish belt, to get all the as much of the paint off as I could right where I'm going to measure. And then I deburred the inside just with a router burr. Okay, so that's the stock Dexter axle. This is the one. The front axle, this is the one that I rebuilt years ago with standard Schedule 80 pipe. And then this is what I made my recent repair with. This is a Schedule 80 grade A, and I polished off a little bit of the black coating on there too. And we'll have to find a clean spot. There's a couple burrs in here, but we'll find a clean spot to measure. So I'm going to record all three of these. I'm going to use a little, here are 4-inch Mitsutoyos, little tiny fellas. And we're going to start off with here. We're going to find us a clean spot inside and out. And this is the Dexter axle. 173 thousandths. I can do that in a couple places. Try to see if we get an average. 173. Do it again over here, kind of by the seam. This does have a seam. 169. So I had two 173s and a 169. I'm trying to do this through the camera lens. You know how hard this is to do? 172. All right, we're going to call it one. We're going to call that 172 thousandths. And this is Dexter. We're just going to call that Dex. 0.172. So that's your wall thickness on that. Let's move on to the standard Schedule 80 pipe. Now this is an internal, let me find the internal seam. I thought it had a seam. I guess it didn't. This is a seamless that I bought the last time. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's got a little seam right there. Not much of one. All right, let's find us a clean spot. So again, this one's been polished. It got the rust and the paint and everything polished off of there. And let me get in there. 191. Check it again in another spot somewhere. Maybe over here. 191. That's pretty consistent. And I'll remind you, this axle did not fail. I just changed it because 191. All right, so that's standard Schedule 80. 0.191. So between the factory Dexter wall thickness and my first repair, you know, there's a little difference there. So, you know, it's 20 thousandths. 20 thousandths is 20 thousandths. Now let's go to this tubing. This is a Schedule 80 grade A, no seam in there. And I need to find a clean spot. Over here is good. And this one is marked, on the exterior of the pipe, it's marked 0.218. Let's see what we get here. I'm getting 201. Let's try it here. 207. Oh, I think I probably had a burr there. There's a clean spot here. 205. 206. Yeah, it's burr free inside and out there. And I'm checking where I polished away the black paint. Yeah, there's a burr there. I can't measure there. So we're going to call that one 206. Even though it's advertised as 218. 206. So that's that one. This is we're going to call this one Mark 1. And we'll call this one Mark 2. So those are the comparisons in the tubing Factory Dexter, seam tubing, not really sure where they source the material or what this material is. My next one was My Repair from years ago, 191, and then we moved up to a grade A tubing, which is seamless, and this is the recent repair that you just saw on video. So between the original Dexter and the what I call Mark II, it's quite a difference, you know. So there's quite a bit of a wall thickness advantage there. You know, I'm not doing this to throw Dexter under the bus. I am a Dexter fan. I do like them a lot, and you know, I'm just, what it is what it is. I'm just showing you what we got. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate everyone that commented on the rebuild video, and I just thought this would be interesting to show. Now, the reason I say I'm not throwing Dexter under the bus is because this is a 5,000 pound axle. So that trailer's good for 10K total, 2 axles. It's a 10,000 gross trailer. That includes the weight of the trailer and its contents. Now, I parked that thing on the scale a couple times and it scared the hell out of me, and I brought it home and I put it on a diet. And it probably needs to go on a diet again, but I've seen that thing as a couple thousand pounds over. So I don't fault Dexter at all for my failures and my my bad habits of letting stuff accumulate in my trailer. My trailer goes from job to job to job and never gets in here to port where it can get offloaded and cleaned and go on a diet. So no fault of Dexter's. Just thought I'd pass it along. A lot of you guys were interested, and I appreciate everybody watching, and we'll see you on the next one.